Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Tyvis Powell, Jason Lloyd. Plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everyone, to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show right here on Channel 3 WKYC. I am Adam the Bull, and coming up in just a few moments, we're going to tell you where the Browns rank in terms of the odds of winning the AFC North. Tyvis.
I'm Tyvis Powell, and I'm going to give you a couple of free agents that the Browns should still go after. G?
I'm G. Bush, a.k.a. Cyrus Capicola, and I'm going to let you know why Judy has all the rights in the world to go back at Mark Schlereth. We'll talk about it soon.
And if the Cavs are going to win a postseason award, who is the most deserving of the bunch to come away with some hardware?
All right, that's an interesting debate that we'll have a little bit later. But, guys, let's get right into it. The odds of winning the AFC North, we've talked about this a lot. This is the best division in football. Mm-hmm. There is no debate. There is literally no argument for any other division. All four teams won 9 games last year or more. Mm-hmm. And that was with Deshaun Watson missing most of the season. That was with Joe Burrow missing most of the season. And that was with the Steelers not really having an NFL quarterback. Well, in theory, Watson and Burrow will be healthy this year, and the Steelers certainly are better at quarterback. Yeah. So what are the odds? Let's take a look here, Mike.
So, FanDuel, our presenting sponsor, has put out odds. The Baltimore Ravens are the favorites, plus 110. The Cincinnati Bengals, second, at plus 175. The Browns coming in at third at plus 550. And Pittsburgh is in last at plus 950. So these odds feel right, too high, too low. Browns third, and is a great value at plus 550 for your Cleveland Browns.
G. Bush.
I think that should, coming in third at 550 as I get back into my gambling hands. I know how this really reads now. So that means you spend, 100 and you get 550, right?
If you bet 100, you'd win 550.
There you go. Yes. I think the odds should be a little bit lower for the Browns. I actually think I would have them at about 475. But third place is where I would have them. You're going to put Joe Burrow back up there to beat the champs. You got to beat. To beat a chance, you got to beat them. And I think the Browns do a good job of beating Joe Burrow in the regular season. However, when it comes to when you're looking at just basically regular season, that's regular season. Joe Burrow's done it over the long haul. He's done it in the playoffs and been to a Super Bowl. So they're going to give him that level of respect. For me, Tyvis, I look at it like this. That looks like what the Browns are going to be until they beat people, until they actually get into the playoffs and win some games. So I don't really have a problem with it and showing them coming in third.
I mean, if you're going off of just last year, I think – so what? Cincinnati, obviously, Joe Burrow comes back. Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback in football, so I understand that. But Baltimore lost a lot defensively. They still haven't signed Jadeveon Clowney. They lost Geno Stone. They lost Patrick Queen. They lost some pieces. Now,
2 offensive linemen.
Historically, you're never worried about Baltimore's defense. They're always good, and obviously getting Derrick Henry is going to make things better. But they still need to add another wide receiver to be good to me. So I really wouldn't put them at 1 right now. For Cleveland, it's hard to put Cleveland at number 1 because of what you just said. They haven't won a division in
since '89, right?
Ever.
In the 80s.
Ever. Yeah. So that it's hard to put them there. So I see why they have them third. I probably would put Cincinnati 1. Browns would probably still be third, but I wouldn't make their odds plus 550.
So you'd have the Bengals 1, Ravens 2?
Yeah.
All right. I would keep it in that order, but I would have both the Browns and Steelers with much lower odds. I think that even lower than you, which is funny because you earlier in the YouTube show had the Browns as the biggest threat to the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. You have them at plus 475. I would have the Browns even lower. I'd have the Browns like plus 300. I don't think there's a huge gap, and I would have the Steelers way lower. I'd have the Steelers where the Browns are, at like plus. The Steelers could win this division. They would be my last
Anybody
choice.
Could win the division.
But any team, there is, you never know with injuries and whatever. But this division could finish in any order.
Yes.
All 4 teams can finish first, second, third, and fourth. They're all good. I think they're in this order. I think it's really close. Like, I don't think there's a significant difference between any of these 4 teams. Some of it's going to come down to what it often does in this division: a little luck and health. I mean, ultimately.
And you think about it, you put listen, $9.50 is great value.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, yeah.
I mean, that's a good. Yeah,
They're really talented though, and they had a really good offseason. So I don't know why they put $9.50. I mean,
think about it. They won 10 games last year with the combination of Mason Rudolph, Mitch Trubisky, and Kenny Pickett as their quarterbacks. Russell Wilson may not be great, but he's certainly way better than all those guys. And even Justin Fields, who nobody wanted, is definitely better than all those 3 guys if he played.
Got Patrick Queen. They done a good job. They traded for another corner.
Yeah.
You know what T.J. Watt is.
They need another wide receiver because they did trade away Deontay Johnson.
They probably take that in the draft.
Yeah.
I don't think but they don't historically draft receivers in the first round, right?
When did they draft? Second
Pickens
round.
was a second round
pick.
They usually wait till the second
Yeah,
round,
I
but
think
they've had a tremendous hit rate.
Yeah.
It looks like Pickens is ready to explode. Right. I mean, and Russell Wilson's just a perfect fit for what they do. They want to run the ball.
Want to run the ball. Yeah.
Right, and he's the quarterback for that type of system. But I think the Browns should be third, but should be a closer third. That's how I see it. You could make an argument that the Bengals should be 1, but there are some questions with Joe Burrow coming back from this injury.
But I also like the fact that they got more tackle help. You know, they did a better job of protecting because since Joe Burrow's been in the league, you know, his offensive line hasn't been great. You know, obviously they hit with Orlando Brown. Now you go get Trent Brown to go get the other side, who I played with in San Francisco, really good player.
Yeah.
So I think Joe Burrow will now have that protection, which allow him to be comfortable in the pocket. Now your playmakers can get open. You can buy yourself more time to let these deeper developing routes actually happen.
Yeah, I mean, this is on paper the best line the Bengals have had.
The running back situation gets me, though.
I like it. I do.
I like Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Zach Moss, I'm just not there.
I like him in a timeshare role. I like him.
And I like the fact that in this division, everybody got a distinctive way that they play. There's a distinctive, style of play when you talk about with the Steelers and the Bengals throwing the football and the Ravens, running the ball but doing it with the quarterback as well. So, I'll be very interested to see this season. It's going to be a dogfight every game in the AFC North.
Is it fair to say that plus 550 number next to the Browns is an indication of FanDuel just having a little skepticism over Deshaun Watson? Because if Deshaun comes back, that number has to be right in line with
Deshaun and Nick. For that, I mean, that's the thing. That 2 of the key players are coming back from injury. You don't know what they're going to be.
If those 2 individual players were in their peak primes, people would have them right there with the Chiefs.
Yes.
100%. The Browns would be, if Deshaun Watson was coming off his 2019, 2020 seasons, the Browns would be either favorites or co-favorites in the division. But he hasn't played that well, and that's why they're further down. Same for the Steelers, who haven't gotten great quarterback play. All right, guys, free agency feels like it's over, unlike baseball where free agency lasts forever. In football, most of the key guys have signed after 1 week. But there are still a lot of veteran players still out there. Now, the Browns have a ton of depth in a lot of places, but they're not shy about spending money, Tyvis. Do you have a guy or two that the Browns could still hit up in free agency?
I do got a couple of guys. The first one, I was thinking about the tight end position. All those names on there is good, but for the one time in my life as being a Browns fan, I'm actually cool with the positions that's on there. Like Justin Simmons, love Justin Simmons, like a brother to me. But I'm cool with Juan Thornhill and Grant Delpit and Ronnie Hickman and DeAnthony Bell and all of those guys. I'm good at that spot. But I thought about tight end outside of Njoku because Ken Dorsey and Kevin Stefanski love those 2 tight end sets. So if you're going to get another tight end in there, I was thinking of a guy that I played with in San Francisco. He's not a big name guy, but he was productive when he got his moment. His name was Ross Dwelly. Bam, Ross Dwelly. If he came in here, I think that it's a similar offense towards what Kevin Stefanski ran and what Kyle Shanahan runs. So I think he will be able to pick up right away what Kevin Stefanski wants to do, or Ken Dorsey. He has shown in San Francisco that he can be a reliable target. So I think he could be very productive as a second tight end. Plus, Harrison Bryant, even if you didn't like him or even if you hated him, He was very productive.
He had a role.
Yeah, big role.
Yeah.
I mean, Deshaun Watson loved to throw to him. So.
He's still a free agent, by the way, right?
No, he got
Harrison Bryant.
He played with
the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So he was the guy, and then another guy that I was thinking about is linebacker. I know we got Jordan Hicks, and I know we got JOK, but I just don't think we have enough depth at that position. And linebacker is such a violent position that people get banged up all the time. So I was thinking maybe bringing a guy back like Jacob Phillips. You know, Jacob Phillips, he's the youngest free agent linebacker out there. He's 24. He's not going to break the bank, obviously. But I think he's had moments with the Cleveland Browns where he had some good games. It's just always been a health thing with him. And if he's coming in as a third linebacker or just in case somebody gets injured, he'll be able to be serviceable and still allow you to be productive at the linebacker position.
And both of those guys are minimum contract players.
Yeah.
G. Bush.
Hey, man, shout out to Dwelle, the soul singer. I used to listen to Dwelle, but shout out to him. Let me get that list again. I think this guy was on this list.
Tyler Boyd?
Yeah. Tyvus already know what I'm doing. Operation Stockpile. I know you got Elijah Moore. I know you just signed Jerry Judy and you got Amari Cooper, but why not just get greedy and go get Tyler Boyd and have him as your third receiver?
How old is he, though?
We don't care.
He's not that old.
We ain't
How old is Tyler Boyd, Mike?
He got to be at least 32.
29.
32.
No.
29 years old.
There we go.
Really?
He's a young 20.
He been in the league forever.
We need him. Shout out to him. I liked him at Pitt. He obviously was part of that great trio in Cincinnati. But imagine yourself. You got Amari Cooper. You got Jerry Judy. Then you're able to have Elijah Moore. And now you got Tyler Boyd. What much of a luxury is to have those four receivers and David Njoku?
But does he want to come to a role where he won't be?
He was a third receiver and he gonna be a third receiver here.
But they also ran 11 personnel a lot.
Oh, what you think they're gonna run here?
No, but I'm saying Elijah Moore, Jerry Judy, and Amari Cooper.
Elijah Moore takes that back seat.
See, I'm with G, by the way. I've been saying Tyler Boyd for a while, but to me, if I sign Tyler Boyd, then I trade Elijah Moore.
That's
what I'm going to do, because Elijah Moore, if he's the fourth receiver, is going to be a pain in the neck.
That's exactly what he did it with the Jets.
He don't want to be that. So I'm bringing in a veteran presence in Tyler Boyd. What do you know? What's the biggest concern about Jerry Judy? He's inconsistent catching the ball.
Mm-hmm. Tyler Boyd can catch
Tyler Boyd catches everything. And he is the perfect guy to put. On the Browns, he'd be the fourth option.
I know a dude. I know a guy that catches everything. He got some injury problems, but if you throw him that ball, he gonna catch it. His name is Mike Thomas. Go Bucks.
No, the Browns want nothing to do with Mike Thomas.
Hey. Project Stockpile don't have no picks.
Yeah. I like Boyd, too. And then I'm trading Elijah Moore, Greg Newsome, and the second-round pick to get up to the back of the first round. Probably couldn't do that.
Now you talk about Bull over here playing Madden.
I'm about to say, in fantasy mode. Franchise mode.
What's coming up in the Ultimate Cleveland universe?
Yeah, if you want more Browns content, every Monday and Friday, G. Bush is with you at 5 o'clock for the Ultimate Browns Show. Twice a week, 30 minutes, nonstop Browns coverage. On Tuesday, myself and Jason Lloyd are talking Cavs on the Ultimate Cavaliers Show. On Thursdays, it's the Ultimate 216 Show with Earl the Pearl, a sports and culture mixture. And starting this Monday for the very first time, Bull, you and Zach Mizell, the Ultimate Meisel. It's now in my head because you said it wrong the one time. It is now stuck in my head. Zach Meisel, you and him, the best Guardian show in all of the land. That starts this Monday. First episode, 3 o'clock.
We got it on lock.
There it is. And when we come back, folks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the regular season is almost over, 13 games left. Which member of the Cavaliers team is most likely to win a postseason award? We'll tell you about it when we come back next on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on WKYC Channel 3. Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show here on WKYC Channel 3. It's time to talk about the Cavaliers. Mike, set us up.
Yeah, guys, so the regular season's coming to an end. 13 games left for Cleveland, so it's time to start looking ahead to some of those regular season awards. A couple Cavs are in the running to win some of these awards, so I'm going to show you the odds. You tell me who is most deserving, not who's most likely to win, who's most deserving of the award they're in the running for. Let's start with Defensive Player of the Year. Jarrett Allen, currently third according to FanDuel Sportsbook, but quite a bit behind Rudy Gobert, who's the favorite. He's a 65-1 favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. Let's go to the next award here, Steve. The most improved player, Tyrese Maxey's the favorite at -210. Isaac Okoro having a great season for the Cavs. He's at 80-1. Sixth man of the year, Caris Levert, also in the top 5, 48-1. Significantly behind Malik Monk of the Kings, who is the Vegas favorite at the moment. And last but not least, Coach of the Year, where JB Bickerstaff, 100-1 odds to win Coach of the Year. Of those 4, not who's most likely, but who's most deserving to win the award they're up for.
Guys, I'm going to go with Caris Levert. I think he's played tremendously well. He's played his best basketball here down the stretch when they've needed him. While a lot of other guys have been hurt or not playing well, Caris has been great. I feel like he's the most unheralded player on the entire roster. I'm certainly wouldn't vote for JB for Coach of the Year. As much as I love Jarrett Allen, it's obvious who the Defensive Player of the Year is. And most improved, who knows? But Okoro has improved. But I don't know that he's that much better than he was last year. I think Caris Levert has been a fantastic sixth man, and so he would get my vote if I had to say who's the most deserving.
For me, even though I think they should have, Jarrett Allen actually in the most improved category. That's where I would put him. I think he has made huge strides in that area, and I think you look at he's getting 20 points, 25 rebounds, crazy stuff like that. I think should be on that list. But I will go with Isaac Okoro. I think he has turned himself into a really good 3-and-D guy. He's averaging almost 10 points a game. He used to be a liability shooting 3 points from behind the arc. He's doing that well. He can guard 3 positions. I think that when you look at him getting a little bit of money, he might get a little extra change in this offseason because, he had a good year this year.
Actually, I agree with both of y'all. I can make a case for either one of the ones y'all just said. I know Caris has been incredible these last couple of games coming off the bench. Just from last year, we knew Caris to be a really good scorer, but he's taken his game and leveled it more. Now he's getting more guys involved, and to do that as the sixth man. Usually, when you hear about a sixth man coming off the bench, it's just a guy that can score a ton of points. You think about James Harden or Jamal Crawford or all these other guys that was these all-time great six men of the years. But they never really had the assists like he's been having lately. He's had double-doubles and stuff like that. So Caris would be my vote, but I can make the case for Isaac Okoro as well because coming into the league, everybody knew he could play defense. He's the guy that everybody would leave open for threes, and this season, more times than not, he's been knocking them down. I think McNuggets told me he's their best corner spot shooter or something like that
this season.
From the three. So that right there alone has shown that he's upped his game. I remember when he got drafted, his coach said that if he ever gets an offensive game, he'd be hands down one of the best players to play. And he seems like he's taken that seriously this year. I know last year before he got hurt, he was actually starting to have some good offensive outputs. Seems like he's really picked up where he left off from last year.
McNuggets, who would you vote for?
I would go for Isaac Okoro. I made this point earlier, but he's increased his three-point attempts by 33%. So more volume usually means a lower efficiency. We went from 36% to 40%.
Yeah.
So increased volume, increased efficiency. He's getting much better at attacking closeouts and making plays off the dribble as well. He's not just a stiff on offense. He's a guy you actually have to pay attention to. You're not playing 4-on-5 handcuffed when he's on the court. And his perimeter defense has been as good as it's ever been. So a slight edge to Isaac over Caris Levert, but he certainly has a case for Sixth Man of the Year.
Speaking of attacks, Mark Schlereth, the former Denver Bronco, he attacked new Browns wide receiver Jerry Judy when he got traded, just crushed him in the media. Jerry Judy yesterday crushed him back. What do we think of this tete-a-tete, if you will, with Mark Schlereth and Jerry Judy? We'll talk about it next on WKYC Channel 3's Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show here on WKYC Channel 3. Guys, Mark Schlereth, a well-respected veteran player in the NFL, had a great career, has been in the media for a long time, but he unloaded on Jerry Judy when Jerry Judy got traded to the Browns. Said, amongst other things, that the Browns should not have traded for him. He called him a bust. He was very insulting about Jerry Judy. Well, Jerry Judy did not respond initially, and Jerry Judy has in the past, as we know with the Steve Smith situation, has responded to criticism. Finally, yesterday, Jerry Judy at least saw it for the first time, and then he posted a bunch of tweets responding to Mark Schlereth. Here's one of them, one of the clean ones. There was a lot of cursing that we don't want to put up there. So you all got to stop listening to fake. I don't know what that next was. What
fake
does that mean?
NFL gurus. They don't even have access to real film. They're on YouTube watching the games. It was one of the only clean exchanges.
Yeah.
That
now that's probably not true when it comes that Mark Schlereth is not watching film. He probably is. However, I'll say this: this is a subject, one of two big subjects in sports talk that I have really changed my mind about in the last couple of years. One of them is giving players another chance when they've done things off the field. I used to be very much against that, and I've changed my mind. And this is another one. I always thought this was stupid for players to do. Go back at somebody when they get attacked. I always thought it was just a bad choice by the player. And maybe it is a bad choice. But ultimately, I have no problem with Jerry Judy going after Mark Schlereth, especially because Schlereth, part of the attack was personal. If Schlereth was just critical of his game, maybe I wouldn't have liked, because Judy made it personal too, and had he made it personal without Schlereth making it personal, I probably would have had a problem with it. But once Schlereth made it more than just about football and made it personal, I don't have a problem with Judy. Now, he can't fight with everybody. That's probably not a great idea. But Schlereth is a known quantity, and people pay attention to him as opposed to just random fans. If he was fighting with random fans, I'd say, what's the point? But if it's somebody in the NFL fraternity attacking you, I got no problem with it, guys. What say you?
Man, it's fair season. It's open season, man. You know how many lames are in the media? Like, you know how many really scorned people are in the media? Tyvus, we was talking off air. You know how many guys just come off as get off my lawn guys when it comes to the next generation? And a lot of it is just jealousy, to be honest with you. Like, Jerry Judy just signed a contract, and he makes more money than all the best players ever made back in the day. And you can't help but look at them contracts and just shirk back like, dang, man, he getting that type of money. But my thing is, this is a free speech type country. At the end of the day, if you're a big boy, you put your big boy britches on and you go after somebody, don't be surprised and clutch your pearls when they say something back. At the end of the day, you ask for the smoke. And we all humans. These people got families, these people got kids, and they're human beings. Human beings, if you punch me in my face, I'm not going to say, everybody ain't going to say kumbaya. They might want to actually do something back. So sometimes you got to watch what you say. I remember before, we tell you really quickly, back in the day, who was the guy that used to, I think Jim Rome called Chris Everett, Chris Everett.
Yeah.
That ain't what his mama named him, and he wanted to fight him. At the end of the day, be ready to stand up on when you say it, and people got the right to say something back, Tyvus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it at all. I think you got to stand up for yourself, People are going to be critical of you, and that's cool, If you watch the tape and you got a totally different opinion about somebody, all right, that's fine. But if you make it personal, that's where it's like, all right, I got a problem with that. As a player, I never really, I don't go back and forth with fans. Like, that wasn't my thing. I don't do that at all.
Yeah.
The only opinion that mattered to me was my teammates and my coaches. But I have no problem with Jerry Judy doing what he did because he's probably tired of that narrative. Everybody's been saying the same thing. Now, I will say the best thing to do is to change it, is to go out there and have a really productive season and show everybody why you earned that money, why you deserve to have the bag. But Mark Schlereth, you being an OG and you being what's supposed to be a big brother, that's not the way to do that. Like, you don't go on social media and do something like that. If you have a problem with somebody, it's so easy for you to reach out to them privately and then discuss how you feel privately.
Right.
So I think that he should have handled it totally different.
And Schlereth's job is to give opinions about players.
Right.
And if he's critical of his performance on the field, that's fair, and he was as part of that. But he went to the point where I agree that he made it personal. And to me, at that point, it's fair game. And, players, we're all emotional, right?
Yeah.
And at times, even more emotional than we all should be. Again, Jerry, but you said the most important thing in the end, Tyvus. The only way Jerry Judy will shut up the haters is by performing on the field.
Yep.
That's it. He can say whatever he wants. It doesn't matter if he doesn't back it up on the field.
You give me 1,300 Jerry Judy, I'll be in everybody's DM. I told you. I told you, Jerry Judy. Give me that 13. Give me the ammunition, Jerry. I'm ready.
Folks, we're on YouTube every single day, Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and Fridays, 11 a.m. to 12:30 before we come on WKYC. So make sure you join us next time on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Peace.